It's an amazing time this week because we're starting off a brand new campaign here on the Evindale channel, and it's been some time since we've done that. It's been I've been missing it. But I do want to say yes, happy anniversary to my beloved Erin. And this is how we celebrate. This is how we met. We met on Twitch.
How we met.
Yeah, exactly. This is totally how we met. Tonight is a little bit of a different campaign. This kind of goes back to when I first started DMing and I only had one friend who played. Well, no, I just had one friend, and they also happened to have played. So this is the beginning of a brand new campaign, and Erin and I kind of talked about it just for a little bit of time, but yeah, so we're going to see what happens. Now, for those of you that are just joining and you don't know anything about the World of Evindale, it's a multi-age setting that for the better part of my life on this planet has been spent as a hobby, just simply developing it, especially with the assistance of Erin and like several hundred others. Evindale itself has become a full-fledged multi-age campaign setting for TTRPGs, but I'm not trying to sell you anything. There is nothing to sell. What I am trying to tell you, however, is that tonight we investigate an age that has never been previewed, and that is the third age. We'll get into that during an introduction. But the third age is really, it's a time of high fantasy, which, if you've ever watched this channel, is a complete departure from the normal doom and gloom that is Evindale's fourth age. And so tonight we hope to have a little bit of fun. Erin, do you have anything that you want to share before we dive in?
No.
No,
I'm
you
excited.
want? Yeah, you want to go straight in?
Yeah, why not?
All right, cool. I'm going to pull up some sound. You chose a track. This is by tabletopaudio.com. It is called Lush World, and it's pretty much the same track that you guys heard previously. Let me just move this over here. There we go. A little bit of a background. So, without further ado, let's get you into the third age.
Yay.
The second age is over. The last of the god kings, the Italti, was slain or chased off by the formerly enslaved people of the continent of Erinal. Fearful of a reprise from their oppressors, mortals huddled in ever-growing communities, knowing their strength lie in numbers. And over the years, communities became hamlets, which then became villages, and then towns, and cities, until vast empires spread across the land. Largest of all were the empires of the humans. Drunk with newfound power and seemingly endless resources of the newfound natural world, humans spread like a plague over Erinal. And as they did, creatures great and small fled from the pikes and crossbows, from the hunters, from the wizards and sorcerers who were just learning about this new thing called arcane magic. Forests and other natural lands soon disappeared, and with those, so did the homes of the children of Nordaga, the folk of the natural world. This was the beginning of the third age, and this is the story of one small Leshy who would undo it all. Our scene shifts to Willowbark Thicket. No, not there. Over here. This is an untouched, cozy swamp and forested area, far in the northeastern reaches of Erinal, far from human intervention. And along with the friendly Nightshade Citadel, the rival Shadowbriar Hollow, the mysterious Gloomwood Refuge, and the allied Lightroot Enclave, Willowbark had been home to the children of Nordaga, the impartial deity of the natural world. Life here was the same as it always had been. Nature was uncaring, but fair. Life came and went back to the ground to find its home once more. Yet even this remote location was not invulnerable from the world outside. Empires continued, and nature gave way to dirt roads and city walls. This was the way of Nordaga, and all creatures deserve their own home. Yet such destruction of the natural world left the children of Nordaga with a choice. Stop the senseless wars, or escape and close the gates to the natural world forever. But yet there was one Leshy who would see change, where others settled into tradition. Would that Leshy kindly introduce herself? Tell us what we see and what a typical day might look like for her.
So my character's name is Bramble Clove, and she is a vine Leshy. She's got kind of like a baby Groot kind of situation going on, where most of her body from like the neck down is made up of just like brambles and vines and thorns. She's probably got, if she's not wearing her shoes, like her little leather protective shoes, she's got little bits of caked mud on the soles of her feet, from when the thicket kind of like scoops it up. And her head is a clove bud, like the red clove bud on a tree, and her hair is the flowering part of it, so it kind of looks like a dandelion wisp of just like little white things shooting up, kind of unkempt and looking a little frazzled. If you were to picture a plant version of a gardener or a librarian with that kind of like hectic look, that's what she would look like, which is convenient because she is essentially a librarian as the town archivist, collecting all of the documents and the scoop of the town, and recording it and saving it in a little tucked away building in the town.
So when we say building, we're probably talking about like a thicket of willow branches and other things. And when you say archives, the books themselves, leaves that have been scrawled upon with berry juice or what have you, various inks made above the natural world. How does the adoption of these newfangled things called books and tomes and scrolls, all of which are just complete, you can look down at the ground and you find material for it. Is there any resistance on the part of Bramble to adopt the ways of civilization, or has this always been the way there?
No, I think it hasn't always been the way there. I think they are very progressive within the limits of their own neighborhood. So they've got all different kinds of fae folk and woodland creatures that live in this area, and they accept things that come in to like scrolls and instruments and things like that. If you're a Firbolg, you can carry a lute, but if you're a tiny Leshy, you probably can't. Maybe a harmonica, but but I think she has a little bit more excitement for receiving these kinds of things. So anything that is new is interesting, and anything that is interesting means it has yet to be learned. So she's kind of got a penchant for knowledge and consuming all different kinds of life.
So when just last night we had session 0. And in that, you said that you kind of had a tutor, this aged Leshy who kind of taught you some things around the way. Can you briefly describe your relationship with them, and does that impact you in daily life, or do you ignore them and go about your business in the archives?
So I think that Bramble is a little bit of an outcast, and she lives in a very primitive sort of like hole in a tree kind of thing. It's simple and it serves its purpose, and she has to walk all the way across the glen to get to the little stone arc. I don't know exactly how it is yet.
It is whatever you say it is. We're building the world together right now.
So the archivist that's there, the lead archivist, is this older man, older Leshy, and he is made of like lily pads and like kind of pond scum kind of filled like things. So he's a little slimy, but his personality is sweet, and their relationship is much like the the old has been and the new protege kind of thing. So she'll come to work and say good morning and get to work, and he doesn't really want to talk, but he'll like chuckle under his breath when she says something funny, or he'll look over curiously to see what she's doing, but then like once she sees that he's interested, he goes like back to his but they're sweet. They're very sweet for each other in a very like familial uncle niece kind of I protect you kind of thing.
And so that archivist's name is Thornbark. And and Thornbark himself he's constantly grumbling to himself and poring over various things. Now, during your time in the archives and kind of being the black sheep of the community, if you will, you had said an outcast. I would imagine that you've spent numerous time poring over a lot of stuff. And Leshies don't typically keep histories. In fact, you're probably the first one in the tens of thousands of years that Leshies have been all doing the exact same thing to ever do that. Most of the time, it's oral tradition. And yet you've noticed in those oral traditions that there are holes in stories, and some of those stories are myths and some of those stories are legends. So how does Bramble typically handle missing information?
I think she's kind of like that really obnoxious reporter that like needs to get the scoop. So she'll like take the thing that she has the whole like the tome or whatever, it says like the missing, like the crack in the stone or whatever, and then she'll like run to, if it's something local, she'll run within the town and be like, I see like in your face like there's a crack here, there's missing words, what does this mean, and have to get that that information.
Okay, all right, that's cool. What a typical day for you is, we get to define, by the way, exactly what Leshy are like in Evindale. If you're a player of Pathfinder like we are, you may know that the way that Paizo wrote it is that Leshy kind of come into a body as a spirit already containing the memories of their former lives. However, sometimes Leshy, as they go on, their memories begin to slip and fade. And when there are no more memories left, the Leshy does not return to a new body when they die and go back into the ground. Instead, they stay there, and the cycle of life then continues. You know that the archivist, Thornbark, he's kind of heading that way. He's had some problems remembering small details here and there. Knowing that he's probably soon not for this world, and may just go to those endless paradises on the other sides of the gates in order to go back to Nordaga's realm, from which all of nature springs. Knowing that he's one day gonna go, do you look forward to taking over?
Fuck no.
Really? Is there something that you'd rather be doing?
I think that Bramble is kind of starting to see that it's a fruitless job, and that I think that she's realizing that it doesn't matter how many stories she's able to complete, nobody really cares to listen to them. And so I think she's learning that just as his time is quickly approaching, hers is sort of also in a way. It's just a matter of like a push to go on that journey.
Oh my God. Okay. So, yikes already. Well, with that, what kind of things do normally happen, or what kind of things typically happen in Willowbark Hollow? Is this a place of adventure, or do you sometimes seek that elsewhere?
I think that it can be for some. I think that it's no one's stopping anybody from going on an adventure. I just think that the essence of purpose and like contributing to a community on a consistent basis is just the way that it is. It's sort of like it's a little bit more adventurous than a shire, but like not by much. So they still have like big parties and harvests, and they'll have like travels. Somebody will go and
So it's agricultural based. I mean,
Yeah.
the adventure of the day might be that crocodile that you used to kind of hang out with in the swamp a little while ago. Well, now all of a sudden they're a lot bigger,
yeah,
or
yeah.
rather alligators or what have you. Yeah. So now they're a lot bigger. And now they're kind of eating some leshy. Alrighty. So,
No, my friend.
but life there in the thicket isn't really much when compared to human life. How do you view, now you've read some stories. Most of the time, travelers don't make it anywhere near here. Remember, you are far out there in the northeastern reaches of this continent. It gets chilly during the winter. Snow will cover the ground almost about a third of the year. Ponds will turn to ice, and sometimes your friends will simply be frozen until the thaw comes, and then they come back to life. That's just the way that life is. No one ever complains about it. There's no reason to. This is the way that Nordaga has willed it. But when it comes to humans, you've heard stories of how they can manipulate stone. Now, certainly you've seen certain shamans and druids and other things like that do that kind of a thing. But supposedly, they have the ability to do it without magic. They use tools. This concept is not foreign to you. It's there, you get it. But they move stone from one place to another, as opposed to go and living amongst the stone. They cut down 1,000-year-old trees and move them to a new location, as opposed to living in those trees. How do you view this kind of a thing? What is your outlook on humans and humanoids, including elves and dwarves and others? Chances are you've met none.
I think that they are a little reckless and driven by like greed. I think that there are the Leshy kind of have this. I mean, everybody in that area kind of has this established view and notion that you give back what you take, like leave the area cleaner than you left it, kind of. And I think that they are really quick to just raise the land and move on when it doesn't give them anything else, without understanding that with the proper care and time and investment, they could get so much more. So I think that the stories that she reads, their histories are so quick and fleeting, and it's their own fault.
They are short-sighted and short-lived, or rather they are short-lived and therefore short-sighted. They don't understand the impact that they have. Well, we now pick up our scene on a common day. There you are in the archives, and there you are doing your thing with Thornbark. And it's usual grumbling to himself, small pieces of him just kind of falling off, and before they even hit the ground, they turn brown and wilt. The life, or rather, the life of the community simply continues until you begin hearing a call. And the call is for an individual who they have been within the community for quite some time. Foxglove by name, a Leshy in the village that's been around for quite some time. Foxglove! Foxglove, have you heard? You can hear the voices just outside of the archive. It's something is wrong. People continue to look, and you can hear the voices saying, when was the last time you saw her? I don't know, but we have to find it. Apparently, Foxglove is now missing.
Thorn, nobody come. Okay, you got to do the slow movements, because whatever you.
I'm keeping in shape. If I don't move, more stuff may fall off.
If the ink smudges, I'm going to be really disappointed.
Fair.
Do you hear that though? Nobody ever comes this way, and it's very loud. shouting about Foxglove?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's very peaceful right now. I don't hear anything but you.
Oh, you don't have your horn here. I give him like a shell horn.
You give him like a conch shell.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So he puts a conch shell up to his ears, and immediately he puts it away from his ear. It's much too loud out there. I prefer it without that kind of a thing.
Okay, I'm gonna go check. Maybe I'll tell them to keep it down, just to like placate him as I walk away.
You go outside, and there is tension in the air. Something has happened, something horrible. Now, nearby, you can see several people there, including Maple and Puff and Black Blossom and Davry and others. For the most part, everyone is just very concerned. You can see 5 of these people just hanging out and kind of like, talking amongst themselves and questioning each other as to what had happened. And they begin to disperse as others come into the community to find out what has happened. Apparently, Foxglove was found dead. And Foxglove was aged, and her memories are no more.
Oh no. Puff, what happened? I go over to Puff. That's my best friend.
Sure, who also happens to be a mushroom goblin.
Oh my god.
So Puff turns around. I couldn't exactly tell you what was happening, but I could tell you that Foxglove just kind of went somewhere and then died, and then that's all I have to say about that. And then she turns around and she bolts.
Oh, Puff. Is there anybody there that is in a leadership position that is trying to calm down the crowd or
there's no leadership position here. Everyone knows exactly
there's
what
no
they
mayor?
have to do. It's like all fae folk. They all know what to do.
Okay. I will go to find Foxglove's first family member I can.
Sure. They don't. So the Leshy typically come into being, and as such, they don't really have family. Instead, they have tight-knit groups, which may contain other people or other folk. In this case, you happen to see one, Hollow Blossom. Hollow Blossom is a sprite and is sitting there and is extremely afraid of what it is that's happening.
Is the Hollow Blossom really old or really young? Or...
No. It's a sprite, so it's very hard to tell. I mean, have they been around for a few hundred years? Yeah, probably. Do they act like it? No, not at all.
Great. Hollow?
Huh?
Honey, what happened? I heard shouting out there. Are you okay?
I don't know exactly what exactly happened. Foxglove went outside of the community and out there into the swamps, and then all of a sudden, came across one of them. Maple came across. Oh God! And just by Nordog as well, and then just it kind of just shrivels down, and you can see Hollow Blossom immediately disappear inside of a bush, and the bush itself is just quaking with fear.
I'm gonna go up to the very carefully go up to the bush. Hello?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I just need to know the facts. I just want to get to the bottom of this. She always goes to the swamp. What's different this time? Did she go farther than the swamp?
Can you give me the first roll of the entire campaign? This is going to be a diplomacy check at DC 20.
Can I use my thing?
You can use whatever you want. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, diplomacy. What's my thing?
Amanda's like 20.
Skills. Oh my God, skills. Diplomacy is +4. I am trained in it. So.
Cool. Okay.
It's so fun. I got a 16.
You got a 16? Over there, move over.
You can't see.
Now, you'd have to hold it in front of you. You don't need to tell me. Okay. You don't need to tell me.
I want to show because it's a 16 +4 is a 20, Amanda.
Exactly. So
I got a 20.
Amanda totally blessed it, and now you have a 20. And you can hear. So let's role play from there.
Okay. Hollow, Did she go past the swamp? Where did she go?
No, she went to the same place that she always goes to. But there was someone there. And they were big. They were huge. And then they ended up doing something that involved like an iron weapon, and I ran. And it's just absolutely, like, you can see the bush is absolutely quaking. I'm afraid that they saw me, and if they knew that they saw me, then, or if they knew who I was, they're gonna come after me too.
No, nobody's coming after you. It's okay. It's okay. Were you seen?
I don't know. That's the problem. I saw what had happened, and it was so horrific that I had to leave.
Okay. You're probably okay. Everything's fine. Do you know? When you say big, was it like the giants big, like the mountain giants up north big?
No, those are mountain giants. No, it was as big as like your big toe, only like 20,000 times larger than that.
Okay. And I'm like understanding that is like the most unreliable information ever.
You are Faye. Everything is unreliable. Hold on for a second. I'm going to grab the bottle because this is going to be a lot of fun. Hold on.
Okay. Oh my goodness. What's chat saying? Hey. Oh yay. Thanks, Manda, for that 20.
He's not moving.
What cat?
Okay, there we go.
Is he alive?
What?
Is he alive?
Is who alive?
The cat?
Yeah, he's just totally chilling. He's just like in the way. He's just kind of like in the middle of the doorway, and it's
being
just
a loaf.
Yeah, he's being a loaf. Anyway, so with that, Hollow Blossom tells you that no one, they are unsure. But the last thing that Hollow Blossom says is that they were there with Maple, Puff, Black Blossom, and Davery. Now, Maple is a nymph, known to be rather fearful every now and then of strangers and all sorts of things, and tends to hide. Puff, your goblin friend, is also a fearful person. No one trusts anybody from the outside. I mean, let's be realistic. But Puff is also a dealer of mushrooms and other fungi. So sometimes you don't know.
I love Puff.
Sometimes you don't know if Puff is,
partaking in the devil's lettuce.
Well, Puff is
Nodaga spores.
Puff doesn't lie, but the question is reality lying to Puff? So to be fair, and then there's Black Blossom. Black Blossom is a pixie herbalist, and usually very forthcoming. So that's also someone else who you can talk with. But they also mentioned Davery, and Davery is a tierfolk, which in the world of Evindale is a halfling, but of a different breed. They're stockier. They're usually much more muscular. Not exactly the charismatic kind, and they tend to be traders or farmers, or usually enjoy. They find comfort in labor, and whether that is building or what have you. In fact, most of the repairs of the community, when a tree falls, they will plant a new one. That, by the way, is a repair.
That's adorable. I want to, I know in my head when she says Davery, I'm like, that's who I want to talk to. Hollow, where's Davery?
Davery is... And you can see the bush kind of like turn to look around for a little
cartoon.
Yes, it's totally a cartoon. And then it just kind of, because there's a tree or a rock in the way, it kind of goes... It sits back down and like kind of gets a different angle, and you see, and then a branch just points out.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Hollow. No, maybe you should go eat something. Go have a cup of tea, or I don't know. You seem a little shaken, maybe, and maybe you should get out of the bush.
And the bush is like...
Okay. I'm gonna go, because time is of the essence. I want to go see Davry.
Okay. So Davry is over there in and amongst a whole bunch of people. Most of the people are very concerned, but it's this kind of who would come into this area? I don't know. I don't want to think about it type of thing.
Okay. Davry, Hollow said that you know something about what happened. I know it's a little sudden. I need to kind of get facts straight. Can I ask you some questions?
The Tierfolk takes her shovel, plants it in the ground. It's a piece of split wood with a branch that has been connected to it, and sits there and looks at you. You can pick up on some micro expressions that would suggest that Davry's typical stoic nature is hiding something this time. What exactly? Difficult to tell. Give me a DC 20 perception.
Okay. I have a 15. Is there a perception for...
Yeah, there is, yeah. So in Pathfinder 2e, perception is not a typical skill, but instead it rests outside of that. What do you have open to look at your character sheet?
Hero Lab.
Hero Lab? Okay, cool. So, like a dummy, I didn't sign into Hero Lab, so 1 second, let me take care of that real quick.
Oh, no.
No, I just have absolute faith in what we do here. Yeah, because it's you, and you're awesome. So, hold on.
Oh.
Yes. There you are. Okay, cool. So, your perception is...
Fair.
What's that?
I said fair.
Your perception is fair?
Yeah, no, I don't know where it is.
Oh, you don't know where it is. Your perception is a +6. You may have to expand out your screen just a little bit, but you'll find it on a second column. If you only see the character pane where your ability scores are, stretch out the screen a little bit, and then you'll see a second column with combat, defenses, etc. But you have a +6, and you can roll right there by pressing the die.
Oh, I didn't even freaking know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, play. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, play as opposed to build. You were in build mode.
Perception.
I know.
I'm rolling.
What'd you get?
I got a 19.
Oh, shit. Okay, cool. All right. Davry is much too stoic for this. It's difficult to get a read. Davry has been one who has held back certain secrets of the past out of a willingness to not, or rather, in a hesitancy to bring up drama in an otherwise peaceful community. Most people prefer that.
Davry, I'm not trying to like stir the pot or anything. I just need to know. Hollow said that the person or the thing was wielding an iron weapon and was 20,000 times bigger than what did she say? A toe? I forget. And it
makes no difference. It could be a mushroom. It could be a building.
I don't. It's not that I don't believe her. I just don't know if she's looking at things from a very sound perspective. Can you verify that it was like how big the thing was?
Roll diplomacy.
Skills. Roll. What'd I get? 21. Shit.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I suppose the truth is going to come out anyway. Yeah, I saw them. It was a large cloaked figure. The hood was up. Didn't get a look at the face. But when they came through, they did a number on them. It looked about man-sized. Larger than me, of course. Larger than anyone else here. More like the size of the fur bulgs. Maybe a little bit smaller than that. I hate to think it was a furbolg.
No, that doesn't sound like anybody around here.
No, it doesn't, and that's actually what has me worried, but the truth is only going to come out in the end, and I might as well be the one to bring it. I hope that helps.
Did they see you when you left?
No. The five of us, and they look, and Davry looks over and at the rest and says, no, the five of us were out foraging as usual, and that's when we saw it happen. Foxglove was about 40, 50, 60 feet out. I don't know, whatever those measurements are. It was about the length of a good rock toss away, and that's where they were. And then this one sprung out from behind a tree, and then out from behind a rock. Just bounced and bounced. We thought it was like a deer or something like that at first, but we didn't smell the musk, nor did we see the antlers, nor was there a glint of fur or sheen of oil. There was nothing there. It was just a cloak, like a woolen cloak. We don't wear those around here. And they came out and they got stabbed.
When you say jumped from rock to tree, do you mean you saw them move from the rock to the tree, or did it seem like a teleportation? Or
teleportation? No, like they moved very quick, like they knew the woods.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not. I think it was a hunter of some kind.
And it was just the one, right? There were no animals with him, familiars, or...
Not a one.
Okay. Maybe you should go tell Hollow that you weren't followed. She's really upset that she thinks that they
Where
followed.
is she? She disappeared just a couple she was dressed
I'm
here.
going to point to the bush.
The bush is like...
the trembling
bush. Davry goes, all right, I'll go. And off they go. Meanwhile, just on the other side of the compound of the clearing, you can see a group calling, or rather you hear a group calling out, hey, make way! Cover your eyes! There's a beast coming through! And you can see the whole bunch of them have a human in tow. And there's a cloak, a woolen cloak that two of that a sprite and a nymph are carrying, while there's a furbolg who's pushing this one forward, come on you, and pushing forward. And the human collapses down on the ground, stripped bare with the exception of a loincloth. The human male lays there. I didn't do it, I'm telling you.
I'm going right there.
Okay.
Beeline.
You go there. A bunch of people already know your reputation for getting answers where none are ever needed. And so they begin clearing out of the way. So they begin
eye rolls and everything.
Oh, completely. Oh, absolutely. So they begin clearing the way. And as they do, you see this human like looking up at you. Now, normal Leshy are about 3 feet tall. This human is maybe, I don't know, 5'9", 5'10" or so, 170 centimeters. How tall are you?
I think I'm a little bit smaller. I think I'm probably like 2.5 feet.
That's adorable.
I'm a little munchkin.
Oh, little munchkin. Okay, cool.
I wanted to take the coziest shit.
You really did.
Shove it down Evindale's throat.
I know. The dark fantasy universe of Evindale.
Make it small.
All of a sudden, there's this one little flower that's just like, no. It's ooh. So.
Oh God. Oh Jesus. All right.
So, the human looks up. I didn't do it. I'm telling you. Who are you?
My name's Bramble, but that doesn't matter. What do you didn't do what? What are you saying?
It's all of them are saying that I killed one of your kind. I'm telling you, I didn't.
You're wearing the cloak or you were wearing the cloak.
There's cloaks are a dime a dozen where I come from.
Does he have any weapons that they carried with?
No, they are. Yeah, you see one with a long sword, and like 3 of them are hoisting it like it was a mighty tree, and they're like carrying it away while others are like touching it and go, oh, it cut off my hand. Meanwhile, the hand is still attached, stuff like that. Another one has a dagger, and you can see like all you hear is a you see like a child Leshy running around with a dagger in hand, just wielding it like this. Somebody else, you see what appears to be a torso with no head, no arms, and no feet, just kind of moving and shuffling along before you realize it's a dead animal. In other words, leather. It's a dead animal armor, and inside is a nymph, just kind of like, it's like that. Pushing it along.
You have the weapon that's made of iron, yes?
Not exactly. It's steel.
I don't know what that means.
It is like iron, but through the forging process. It's not what you think. It's not a cold iron weapon.
Where were you that my townsfolk found you? Where were you?
I was traveling. I was coming through this area just on the outskirts. I don't want to interrupt. He's lying! I'm telling you, I saw him. He was wearing the same kind of cloak. And you could see several of the others, like Maple, the nymph, is like, that's the cloak, I'm telling you. The Puff is like, yeah, that's the cloak, all right.
Where's Davery?
Davery is leaning on the shovel, kind of watching everything from a distance and just kind of like, that's the one.
Okay, Davery actually says that?
Well, yeah, kind of has that look and like catches your gaze and nods.
Like, okay.
But notice that Davery looks at the cloak that the three are carrying and like totally tripping over themselves carrying this damn thing. And they're fighting over each other as to who gets to wear the hood part. And Davery like looks at the cloak, nods towards the cloak, looks at the human, then and rapidly looks back at you and nods.
Okay. Actually that's not gonna work. All right, well, if you're not gonna tell me the truth, they're gonna kill you, so bye. And I'm gonna turn around and start to act like I'm walking away.
Wait a second, are you like a magistrate or something?
Yes, I'm the what do they call them? Mayor.
Oh. He pushes himself up off of the ground, and it's like thorn-tipped spears, shields made out of oak and bark. I mean, everyone goes on full militia alert, and like you see, like one Leshy is like, and you see like primal magic coming up out of the ground, and like, I will turn you into fog farts, so you worry about that.
What's Davery's last name?
Davery. No one here really has a last name because that's like something humans do.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. Davery, come here for a moment. I'm gonna.
Davery kind of comes over.
Okay. This is my executioner.
Hold on. He's gonna roll. Hold up. Can you roll deception, please?
Yes. Would it be or performance?
That I think is going to be deception.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Because that's an outright.
I'm gonna use the. Please don't let me down.
Yeah, we don't have a hype train, so there's no bonuses. What'd you get?
That's a 4. That's a big ol' 4.
So it's okay because it was a 10 that you had to beat. I rolled an 8, so you had to beat a 10. Now, just as a quick little reminder, Pathfinder 2nd Ed, if you get 10 or more, if the point spread is 10 or more, okay, then it's either critical or a fail. In this case, it's not a fail. So.
Oh. Sweet. Okay, good. Thank
I mean, well,
God
it's a
we're
fail.
playing
It's not a critical
Pathfinder.
fail. It's not a critical fail. So
Okay.
so either way, he like looks at you, and his face has very clearly his face has been mushed into the mud. The entire front part of his body and half of his face is just covered and now caked with dry mud. His hair is knotted. You can see his hair for a human is unkempt. Now, for you, this is normal. You've read stories about human vanity and how they like to do something called combing, which is to say to straighten the fibers of their hair.
Oh, so he's a Viking. Just kidding.
This is a different game now. So, no, he looks rather unkempt. He looks like he's been traveling. His hair has a sheen to it.
Yes.
Some slight matting. His fingernails underneath the talons that he has. It's blackened with dirt. He's been spending some time out here in the woods. And with that, he looks up at you, and he has some growth, some fur on his face as well. And he looks and goes, I know the laws of your people. Well, I should say the laws of nature, if there ever was such a thing. And you don't have executioners. I don't blame you for trying, though. If I was in your position, I'd be thinking the exact same thing. I'm a stranger in your world, and I don't mean to do you harm, which is why I tried to steer clear. But if you are one that has an ear, I would talk with it under guard so that you remain safe. That's my goal. I don't want my kind in this area.
Can I I don't know, can I make like an insight check or something?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, insight would be awesome. It's not called insight in Pathfinder. Okay, it's called perception.
Oh, it's just perception. Okay.
Ooh,
All right.
hold on. I don't know where my deck is. I have a.
Hi, Zen.
Zen, hey buddy.
Thanks, Zen.
Hey Zen. By the way, I believe Zen has a stream tonight in about 13 minutes or so. So if you guys have the opportunity, give Zen a follow and go check it out, because he's probably going to be playing it just a little bit.
Zen's the best.
Zen is awesome. So, hey, Zen, if you're still on after all of this, we'll raid you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So with that, he's
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So you're going to roll perception. Yep.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna roll it. 24.
He's looking at you. His eyes are unwavering. You can see that there's caked dirt in the fur he has directly above his eyelids, like eyelashes. He is looking at you with absolute sincerity.
All right, I'll like elbow Davry away. I'm like, sorry, you're good.
We didn't see the face.
It's okay. It's all right.
But I'm telling you, somebody who was wearing that cloak, they did it. And that's the cloak. Or at least it looks like the cloak.
Yeah, I mean, look, my shoes, their shoes, I'm going to point to like somebody else who's wearing like leather or whatever. Like,
okay.
On their feet too. I don't have enough information yet.
Davry looks at, when you say shoes, Davry kind of like looks, and you can see two boots upside down, kind of like bonking into each other because two people are wearing them as like full body armor. And he's like, when we saw footprints were left, you may want to go check out the body or check out the location.
That's a great idea.
And that's when the human kind of pushes himself up a little bit more, and like, all right, I'm not going to go anywhere. Like as like spears come in and kind of go poke, and he sits down. And he goes, "Can I at least have the cloak? It's cold up here." And the cloak, meanwhile, is like flitting around with three others under it. Can Go ahead. Go check out the site. You won't find my footmarks there.
You're coming with me, and I'm gonna look at.
He looks around for a second. He's like, "Wait, what? I'm actually believed?" You see that look across his face.
I'm gonna look at the two biggest fearbolgs that brought him in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's two of them, and they're kind of like. Ugh.
And I want Davry also. So I'll ask Davry. Davry,
you see this shovel get slung over the shoulder.
Can you show me where they Foxglove,
Yeah, I got this. And you see
okay.
Tim, Tom, and you see
Tim
the two.
And Tom. What about Tim and Tam? It should have been Tim Tam.
Oh, Tim Tam. Okay, so it's Tim and Tam. Hold on, I gotta write these down. Tim and Tam, the furbolgs.
Hi, Alex.
Furbolgs. Hey, Alex. Hey, guys. Yeah, Tim and Tam. They come over and they're like, if you don't mind for a second, we have some water that has been going over the fire, and we were kind of hoping that we can have some tea before we go. I mean, there's no real rush, is there?
Listen.
Okay, we'll push. We'll push, and they start pushing the human off. They start pushing the human in a direction. It's not necessarily. Okay. Davry's like, hey, over here.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna rely on Davry to lead.
Okay.
And Tim Tam to kind of fall behind. It reminds me of the procession in Robin Hood in the cartoon with all the animals.
Yep. It really is. Yeah, you have this massive human in the front, and I mean, and two furbolg. Furbolg are not small. Yeah. So you finally get to the place where the murder happened. The body has already been subsumed into the ground, as is the way. Just no Mandalorian stuff here. Anyways,
I was about to say.
Yeah, this is the way. So the body has already been subsumed. And the memories have drifted off into the wind. And Foxglove's mark has been laid. And there you can see some grass, freshly grown grass, where the body once was, at the base of a tree. You can see some slight brownish green ichor. This would be Leshy blood against the tree, and you can see where some of the bark of the tree had been moved by the piercing of a hard metal object.
Okay.
Davry says, yeah, it was here. And that's the rock, and that's the tree that he dashed behind. The human is...
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the little patch of grass and place my little viney hands on, gingerly on top, and just say, I'll carry your stories with me. And that's kind of what that's kind of what, when somebody is given back to Nordaga, that's what I've adopted.
That's awesome, man. That is so cool. I love that. Yeah, we're going to bring that into the lore. That was awesome.
Thanks. So, so then I am going to investigate first and I'm actually, I'm going to say that. Usually I'll be very private about that, but I'm going to say it very loud, loud enough for him to hear, because I want to see if there's any guilt, if I could read any guilt in his face, or
sure.
Yeah.
Well, say it first, and then let's see what happens.
Okay. I'll carry your stories with me, friend. And I kind of look back.
Give me your perception check.
Yeah. It's an 8.
His hands are folded in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
It is a male of the species. Mm-hmm. His hands are folded in front of him, and his head is down. And when you finish speaking, you see a solemn nod, and then a reaching for something around his neck, and then it's not there, so he just reclaps his hand. He looks over at you.
All right. I'm gonna investigate the tree and the rock in between to see if there's any footprints.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to say this is different. You were trying to read someone else before. We're going to say that in this case, give me another perception check. Do you need more wine, by the way?
I actually haven't started drinking it because I'm still on my coffee.
Oh, good for you. I know, I've had coffee.
I love that.
We're working with like depressants and
yeah, I've got water because I have to stay hydrated.
Yep.
And then I've got coffee to take away the hydration.
Yep.
And then I've got wine to make me sleepy.
we are a chemical hot mess right now.
Yes, I love it. 26.
Fuck.
I just pulled a fucking Casper.
Okay, so wow, that's impressive. Mm-hmm. So, fuck, that's cool. You take a look around, and you walk over to where Davry had said, "That's the tree, that's the rock," and then you walk back over to the tree where the murder occurred, and sure enough, you see footprints that have heels and a smooth leather sole, undoubtedly boots, and also undoubtedly human. None of Nordaga's children in this area wear that kind of stuff. But your 26 also notices something else. The footprints are not very deep, and that earth is also very soft.
And how big is this guy?
Medium height, just like he's human height. He's like 5'10" or so. You take a look around and you can see where he's walking just in bare feet.
Yeah.
Because, he is what he is right now. His bare feet are sinking in deeper than those footprints.
Okay. I was about to call one of the Fearbolgs over to do that same experiment. Cool. And I'm gonna look at Davry. I'm gonna call Davry over because I don't want this guy to think that I believe him yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a concern. Check out how they're not deep. The impression's thin.
Davry's looking at the human and then looking down the footprints and then quickly looking back at the human in case it's making any sudden moves. Meanwhile, that guy's just kind of like, yeah. I mean, I see.
And then look at his impressions with his bare feet.
All right. You're the one who asks all the questions around here. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I saw what I saw.
Oh, okay. You. Come here for a second.
Who's you?
The only one I don't know
human?
the name.
The human? Okay. And he like, so to a Leshy, who's only like 2'8".
Yeah.
2'6". 2'6". When you say, come over here, all he has to do is look and lean. And now he's in that space. Yeah.
Do me a favor, put your foot next to this one. I want to see if the size is the same.
The footprint is a little bit larger than his, which makes sense. His foot needs to fit into it.
But what's the impression look like when he takes his foot off?
Oh, his is deeper than the one that has been left behind.
Okay, cool. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna climb up, like scamper up the rock.
He like turns around and looks at you and goes, "Yeah."
I'm gonna mirror him.
Okay, he's doing this because he's cold.
Yeah, I know. This is a power move.
Okay.
Here's the thing. You are the only cloak-wearing, boot-wearing, steel-wielding person around here.
Yeah.
And our friend was murdered by someone fitting that description.
Yeah.
On the other hand, that foot is not matching your foot.
You're right.
All right, well, it wasn't you then.
Oh.
Tim, we can go.
He's like, I know I'm a stranger in these worlds, and it's natural to be accused for things that go awry. We've done a lot of harm. But I am curious about one thing. Whenever someone of the Fae tells me that it's okay, it's never okay. And one of yours has died by cold steel, from what I heard. If that's the case, they're still out there, and I can help you find them.
So that's kind of what I was waiting for. I was like waiting for...
Oh, okay. I'm going to keep this in character because that was really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just roleplay. Don't let me... You are fucking amazing in the portrayal of your character, but don't give me the gift of knowing your character's thoughts. I want to see that in roleplay because you are good.
All right. Bramble is tired and gay.
Steve is woefully cishet and drunk.
What's your name?
Darian of Kulturk.
Where's that?
Kulturk is a small village out west. It's very far out west. It's about by Steve.
How many stone's throws do you think?
Oh, he laughs, and you can see that his shoulders relax when he laughs, and the beast within him, the same beast that everyone has, relaxes and subsides just for a moment. I would say it's about 10,000 throws.
I was gonna say 6.
No.
10,000?
The realms of man have expanded far from the west, and this world is much larger than any of us could possibly imagine. I journeyed weeks between cycles of the moon. I journeyed about 2 moons just to get here from my village, and that's only about 1/3 of the way. There's 3 parts. I went from here to here. Well, no, I went from here to here. And no, this would be correct. From here to here, here to here, and here to here. I went from here to here, and yet there's so much more than that. The world of humans is encroaching.
Yeah. We've unfortunately been the receiving end of that today. You say you want to help?
I do. If you'll let me.
Well, I am mayor.
I'm sure you are.
Okay.
Hey, Johnny, thanks for the raid, man.
Hey, Johnny.
Thank you.
Okay. Tam, when we get back, give this guy back his cloak and rest of his clothes. I assume you were wearing other clothes besides just... You're furless, so I'm assuming.
It's a negative. Yeah, this is how Cetlia created us. You can see Tim and Tam. Yep. And they go, come on, let's go. Tap, tap, tap. And they they run off.
Oh, well, shit. I'm gonna... Okay, we gotta follow them, because I don't... Darian, is it? I don't know if I trust you completely. Understandably so.
So as Tim and Tam go running off, they pass by the 3 who were wearing the cloak, who are maybe only 50 feet away, and they've been following all along.
Okay, all right. It's fucking... Ooh,
yeah, it's just like it's this undulating wave of wool in the middle of a forest.
It's like Zero the dog. It's just
Yes,
like
yes, exactly.
All right. They actually, your clothes are coming to you. Great. Okay.
And you can see the leather armor just kind of shifting itself along. In fact, the entire fucking village or the entire community just followed in.
Okay. Well, I'm still on the rock, so when enough of them have congregated, I'll say like, this person did not do this, did not commit this crime.
You hear
And I could prove it.
No one believes in proof. They don't know what the fuck evidence is.
I know. I'm still gonna show them as if like they totally would appreciate the science behind it.
That's fair.
So
like as if they know what science is, but okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'll have like I feel like Davri's stoicism is a little more respected than my curiosity. So I'll have Davri nearby just to like kind of be the face of the operation.
Davri's like looking at you like, I shovel mud. That's my job.
Yeah.
You want me to do what?
Just stand here. They like you.
And
they don't like me as much.
Who's they?
Everybody.
Them?
Yes.
All right, that's fair. You're kind of obnoxious and disliked.
Thank you. Okay. Anyways, this is the footprint of the culprit.
Everyone gathers around this massive, by comparison, footprint, and they're like, And
I stick like a thorny finger into the impression, and I measure like 2 thorns up. And I'm like, this is, like that's how deep it is.
Very deep, very heavy, obviously human.
No, that doesn't necessarily mean it was this human.
And they all stand back and go, it's not the human.
Darian, come here. Do what you did again.
And they go, it's moving.
It's fine. Oh my goodness.
You're one of them. Keep that in mind.
I know, but I think I actually have like I've read a bunch of stories.
You have actually, yeah, you're right.
The razzle dazzle is gone.
Okay.
Darian, come step beside it like you did before, but like in a new spot.
Darian comes and he's like, can I have my cloak back?
Really quick, yes, just really.
He puts the cloak on, and you see like 3 Leshy going, oh, and they just and off into the woods they spread. He steps next to the footprint and puts his bare foot into it, and just stands normally. He doesn't lean or anything. And when he picks his foot up, people are like, it's another footprint. It's him.
No,
he leaves footprints just like the murderer.
So do you. Look. And I point to one of them, and there's like a little...
You're a murderer! They looked and point at each other.
No, that's not how this works. And I'm going to say, like, see? I'm going to stick my finger in that one, and it's like 3 or 3.5.
It's
see,
deep,
this one's
it's
deeper.
Deep. And they're like,
it can't be the same person.
He's carrying, and they point right at him and like in a chorus. He's carrying stones.
Literally, so are you. The person that says that has like a sack of rocks on his back.
Oh, he's like, yeah, so am I. and his footprints are deep. Like, you're the murderer.
I know everybody is really sad about Foxglove. We all love Foxglove.
Somebody bursts out laughing in the back.
Except for that guy.
Fuck him.
That doesn't mean that this person is the one that did it. That's like saying the first person you saw, or the first, I don't know, changeling you saw was the one that stole this one's baby.
The changeling steps out and he goes, that's racial profiling, and I'm not going to stand for it. It just kind of storms off.
But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that was like, that's what they all say.
Oh my God. I'm going to look at Darian and be like, I'm really sorry. I'm trying my best to advocate for you, but this is the first human that many of them have seen. And you are just in a very...
Can I have a perception check, please?
Yes. I want to spin it again. I'm spinning.
You're spinning? Okay.
Yes.
What'd you
That's
get?
a 20. I got
Oh,
a 20.
fuck yeah.
Plus,
Okay.
plus
6. Your
six.
perception is 6.
26.
Yep. Okay. Wow. It dawns on you. He has been speaking Sylvan this entire time.
I speak Sylvan.
Yeah. Everyone there does. That's your common tongue.
Mm-hmm.
He is not speaking in any of the human regional tongues. He is very knowledgeable of this whole thing. He is so fluent in it, there's not even an accent. It was just simply a given. The barriers of communication, one of the great mysteries that divides cultures and people, is not there.
Wait a second. Do you speak? Is this your native language?
No.
What? You're speaking it so well.
There are some amongst my kind that revere nature. There are druids, but I am not one of them. There are those who seek to make paths in between our settlements, and I am not one of them, but I have those skills. There are some who trade. I'm one of those who is a hunter of food, using bow and arrow. I am known as a ranger amongst my people. And if we are to respect nature, we have to deal with nature on nature's terms. Nordaga's children should always be respected. And so I speak the language of nature.
Did everybody hear that?
Yeah, and they're kind of like, that's bullshit.
No. Oh, I was hoping that you would have won them over with that.
Well, you know what? Actually, that's fair. I've never had anybody that PC like go in for an NPC. Wow, I rolled a 1. So yeah, they're all that's bullshit.
They're all talking over him.
No, yeah, they're already planning dinner for the night, and no one heard anything he said.
All right. I kind of like almost like a defeated sigh. Like, I think if you want to save your hide, you aren't welcome where I live. However, if you can help us catch the real murderer, then it would at least clear your name.
Well, I can assist you right now if you'd let me.
I'm going to look around at everybody else who seems to be like dispersing, I guess, at this point.
It's all of nature has ADHD. They go wherever the hot mess is of the hour or of the minute.
We love it.
We love it. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. So they kind of go off that way, but they're kind of standing by. And when you refer to them, they all swing back and look at you.
I will be accountable for this person. I know that they won't like care. He is my responsibility.
And they're like, you hear some laughs, you hear some oohs and some oohs and ahs. You hear others, or rather see others kind of go.
And if there's any more trouble at his hand, then it'll be my fault. I'll take the fall for it. And
Davry's like, and starts walking away. So,
oh shit.
With that, we begin. Our scene shifts a little bit. Mm-hmm. Where do you go to talk with Darian?
I'm gonna actually, because I was the one that put my neck out for him, I'll say that he can, with like supervision, come into to the outskirts where my office is, where the archive is.
I have to admit, when you said like supervision, I was like, how is that different than dark vision? It's like, are you introducing a new mechanic? And then, supervision. Okay, all right. So, fucking ADHD. So
I know you stopped there and you did not hear anything
No,
else
I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't. You're right. You're so fucking right. This is why you're my best friend.
Yes. So I needed he needs a chaperone. So because I've decided to chaperone, I'm going to let him back in, but only to come directly to the archives.
Okay. So you are back there. And in talking with him, you can see that he's still reaching for things out of habit and then realizing that they're not there. But he's not complaining. He's just, kind of like, he goes to reach for something around his chest, just like he did when you said those kind words about Foxglove. And you reach it, and that's not there. And, well, there's something I can tell you. The footprints at that site would indicate a shift of uneven weight. And it varied, as if the person were drunk or otherwise unstable. Do you know what I mean by drunk?
We have a lot of Fearbulk parties here, so...
Never mind, you get it. Imagine somebody walking around, and yet your dearly departed, I imagine, was fairly small. That would require some expertise in weaponry, not something capable by somebody who has been...
So, was he drunk or not drunk?
I don't think drunk has anything to do with it. If it were my people, then I would say that they were drunk, just based upon the uneven distribution of weight. I think something else is afoot. No pun intended.
Like something magical?
No. I'm not certain, but I have a suspicion. And he looks around for a quick moment. Do you have a map of the area? Have you drawn out where certain trees and rocks and regions are?
I kind of gesture around where there's literally a map of everywhere that I can find.
Sorry,
everywhere.
My eyes are still adjusting to the darkness of inside.
I cast light.
Okay. Thank you. He looks around and he's... Can you point to where Foxglove was the departed one, yeah?
Yes.
Can you point to where Foxglove died on this map?
Yes, this is us, and then here's the path to the main square, and then the front gates, and then
the map he's looking at is the regional map, showing you where all the various conclaves of nature folk are. And he's indicating where his path is, or was. And he shows you with a finger where he was walking, where the murder was, which was nearby, but not on his path, and that his path converged where people said that he found him. So in other words, he's not lying about where he was at the time that he was captured. At that time, though, he indicates this one. And he's looking at Shadowbriar Hollow. Now, this is your rival. They are an entire community of Leshies, but they're not exactly kind. They kind of enjoy the things that can happen when no one is looking.
Okay.
And they are very self-serving. He goes, this region here, you call it Shadowbriar Hollow. I've had interaction with in the past.
What do you mean? How long have you been here that you've had interaction with them?
I passed through this region about 5-6 times now. So I have wanderlust. I go from place to place, and I just want to know how the land changes. I don't have many years that Sithlia has given me as compared to people like you. And so I want to experience all of the world. But Sithlia moves at a very slow pace, Nordaga even slower. A mountain that used to have sharp peaks will one day have rounded peaks, but it will take 100 of my lifetimes to even be able to notice a little fraction of it. But that doesn't mean I don't want to walk. So I've come through this area 5 or 6 times. The
and
shadow.
why do you say that? Why are you bringing them up? Do you think that they had something to do with this?
Oh, I've had interactions with Shadowbriar before. There's a couple there that are some problems.
They know not to come here, though.
Yeah, they know not to come here, but they still have problems in and amongst them. For the most part, they're good Leshy. Lots of good folk in there. But there were 2, Sprig and Sprag. They are...
Yeah, I know Sprig and Sprag.
You know them.
I've heard of them. They've got quite a reputation. It's kind of hard when you've got the alliteration to stay under the radar. Tim and Tam.
It's a thing. I get that. The Sprig and Sprag were cast out of the community.
For what?
Well, let's just say that they did some stuff. I noticed that they did some stuff, and I reported it to Shadowbriar. I let them know.
I mean, you've got to give me something more than that. What did they do?
Well, Sprig stole some stuff from the community. They took for their own personal gain without giving back to the community. And they did this repeatedly. I watched them on my travels multiple times now, multiple seasons. I've seen Sprig out there. And Sprag was carrying a lot of the stuff. They would gather a lot of fruits and berries and only bring... I have 10 fingers. They would only bring this many back to the community. They kept the rest for themselves. And I know that's against Leshy law. And I got involved, and I told some of the elders about it, and they ended up casting Sprig and Sprag out because they were withholding from the community, which was in dire straits, which was starving at the time.
Is that so? Their misfortune, you felt that you had the responsibility to get involved. That's not something we kind of keep to ourselves here. Even over there, they keep to themselves. So
yes, however, even you need to eat, and Nordaga's children all are equal in the eyes of that goddess. And so it's a little bit difficult for me to stand by and watch anyone of nature, any of the children, suffer. Sprig and Sprag were holding on to, for every 10 apples, they were holding on to 9 for themselves. Many of them would go to rot. That's wasted food.
So what does that have to do with Foxglove?
I'm just letting you know that on this map, it was Shadowbriar that I had interaction with in the past.
Have they had any interaction with other humans?
No.
Have you seen other humans there?
No, that's the point. I've gone through this area just to make sure that humans are not expanding into this area, and that includes taking out any of their scouts, creating fake trails, anything that would lead them away from this area.
My internet just went out. Hold on.
Yep, it's everyone, or it's mine as well. You're good. It's back.
Okay, good.
It's back. You're frozen right now. Oh boy, here it comes. Oh no, there we go. You're back. You're back.
Okay, it says identifying. Okay.
You're okay. You're back.
Okay. What was the last thing you said?
It's they were withholding food from everyone, and someone said hello to me. They started asking questions, and I answered them, and that's all it was. It's not like I really sought out the elders, but I did actually speak with them.
Well, this is all really good information, but if they weren't anywhere, if you didn't see, if you've been distracting humans from or deterring them from coming near our area, then I don't see what Sprig and Sprag really have to do with.
I don't know if they do or not. I wasn't here to witness any to witness Foxglove disappearing. I don't know anything about it. But on this map, out of all of the congregations of the children of Nordaga, aside from you and everyone else of this beautiful community, that's the only other one that I've ever had any contact with. Now, they know who I am. Those two Leshy know exactly who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And they're Leshy. And he stands up at full height and looks down at you. Leshy. And he sits back down. Much lighter than me.
Will you take me there?
I take you to Shadowbriar?
Yes.
I mean, I could show you where it is, but I don't know if that's going to help you.
Well, I think I have to talk to Sprig and Sprag. I don't have any other leads except for what you've told me.
Well, they got outcast because of the information that I gave them, that I gave their community about them.
Do you know where they are? Can you take me to them?
No, I don't know where they are. They got thrown out. Now, what I need you to do, give me an intelligence check. It's just you know what? I don't know if PF2E has passive checks. I don't think they do. But what's your intelligence modifier? Or lore, if you happen to have like a history or anything like that.
I just have library lore. So if it's a matter of like reading a map or academia, maybe that.
All right.
It's the only kind of lore I have.
Okay. Give me straight up intelligence.
Okay.
Which is a +2, or wisdom actually. Wisdom would work.
Okay. Oh, good. Good. Thank God I got a 5. Book that.
You got a 5. No,
on my intel.
Okay. All right, cool.
Hold on. Let me go. Sure. Wisdom.
What do you got?
Oh, much better. 14.
Better. Okay, cool. All right. So, Leshy, if outcast, need to find a way back. Without community, you are nothing. Food, shelter, protection, any of these things are required and often provided by a community, providing people also, providing others give it to that community. It's very communist. So the fact that they had been cast out is a problem. You recognize that. I mean, immediately thoughts of what that would be like, having to live on your own through a cold winter that for a third of the year freezes everything, and you've seen your friends completely frozen. It's bad. It's really, really bad. And if he caught them doing this, then that could be a motive for them to do something about it. But you don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And why target Foxglove, who wasn't in an abnormal place?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
exactly.
Foxglove has something.
Okay, so I think Bramble is going to like kind of sit crisscross applesauce on on like the nearest like table, and kind of like think while Darian is speculating. So
What are you thinking?
you've circled our lands for quite some time.
Gone through districts or regions.
Right. Wandered about.
Sure.
Deterring most, which would explain why it's been quieter these past few years. And you are well versed with the community. What are they called? Shadowbriar?
Shadowbriar.
Shadowbriar. And now you're well versed with ours. And Sprig and Sprag are no longer there. But they don't really strike me as people who would have a personal gripe with Foxglove. Foxglove is very sweet, was very sweet.
So I have to ask a question then. Why that individual? I overheard some of the conversation that you and yours were having, and some of you were nearby. If that is correct, why not target all of you? Why target Foxglove? If it were a human who took out another human, I would be asking these types of questions. To me, that is a targeted attack. And then they went ahead and they framed me. That is to say that they made me to look like the person who did it to Foxglove. I didn't, but I can guarantee that they probably had something to do with it. I mean, at least it's a motive. They wanted to frame me because I was the one who provided the information that got them outcast. But why Foxglove?
I guess maybe we have to find out more about Foxglove to try to get a motive.
He looks at you and he's like shrugging as if to very politely say, not my home.
Okay. Well, you're coming with me, and we're gonna go to what was the that one character in the beginning, the Foxglove's family.
Sure, yeah. Well, you saw Hollow Blossom as one of the members there. So,
Yeah,
so
Hollow
there's the bush outside in the community clearing. And
is it still shaking?
No. Hollow Blossom is just outside and just kind of like touching the bush every now and then, as if to remind herself that, yeah, this is a bush. I can slip into this anytime I need. I'm okay. I'm all right.
It's a safe space.
This is my safe space right here. Sees you coming and immediately goes, and then sees the human, and then it like stops.
Hello? I have a question. It's okay. It's all right. I'm gonna get at this point. I have like a little backpack.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take out my familiar to like kind of be like an emotional support animal.
What does your familiar look like?
So my familiar, we will put my little guy here. Is that what she looks like?
Sure, so, yeah. Okay.
And my familiar is a porcupine thistle. And the green part of the thistle is like the body of the porcupine, so it like points and like this little nose and everything.
Okay.
And then the purple part of the thistle are the spikes of the porcupine.
Okay.
And she's a little old lady, and
okay.
She doesn't talk or anything. She's just a porcupine. And her name is Barbara.
Okay, Barb. Okay.
So cool. And I know that Barbara is a nuisance, but like very sweet when you need her to be. So, and I think that Hollow Blossom like loves Barbara. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna put Barbara down and be like, go ahead, and then I'll like follow up.
and then you see like. So the sprite then picks up this tiny little animal and like holding it out like it was a 50-pound cat. looks over. Yeah. What can I do for you?
And I'm gonna like kind of, I think that Hollow's probably a little smaller than I am, so I'm gonna kind of like squat down. I'm gonna look up at Darian and be like,
Darian is just like stays back.
oh, okay. Hollow, sweetie.
Hi.
We were wondering what Foxglove had been up to recently. I know that she's very well behaved, just like you, doesn't get into trouble, but maybe was she hanging on to anything? Was there anything somebody might have wanted? Any grudges?
No, I don't think this is anything that Foxglove would have done. I mean,
Oh, no. I'm not blaming Foxglove for what happened. I'm just, maybe she was a victim of a robbery gone awry. Was she holding on to anything valuable?
nothing I could think of. I mean, she was old. She was holding on to memories. Does that count?
Maybe to us, but I don't know if that really counts to anybody else.
No, I don't know of anyone else that would. I'm so sorry.
It's
I don't want them to find me.
It's okay. Don't drop Barbara.
And then comes back and picks Barbara back up. And okay.
Okay. I'm gonna look up to Darian and be like, "Do you have any other questions?" Like, I'm at a loss at like what to ask.
What was Foxglove? What is the tie? Why does Foxglove? I'm not an investigator. Okay, hold on. He like rubs his temples for a second, clears his mind. What is the connection between Shadowbriar and this place?
Good question. I'm gonna look at Hollow.
Hollow's like, whew. I mean, Foxglove left Shadowbriar many years ago. Of their own volition. They didn't choose, and then Foxglove joined us.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. No, Foxglove is very old and came from Shadowbriar Hollow.
I mean, I knew that they just kind of wandered in once, but I didn't really care to dig too much into it.
Yeah.
Do you know why they came here from Shadowbriar?
No, Foxglove was always very tight-lipped about those kind of things and never really talked about it. She would sometimes like shake like a branch in that area, but that's about it.
Do you know if Foxglove knew Sprig and Spragg? Do you remember Sprig and Spragg?
I don't know who they are, but Foxglove may remember those things. I have a memory of Foxglove, and they pull out like a small little acorn. They found this one time, and then we were playing catch with it, and then one time it fell into one of the streams over there by the giant oak, and then there's others that Foxglove has. Just like the tail in your face. There's many. I'm so sorry. Here, let me get the tail out of your way.
Oh Jesus. Do you mind if I have that?
Yeah, well, here, and hands you the acorn.
I'm gonna like very gingerly hold on to that.
Okay.
Thank you. I really okay, Penny. This is
Penny's like, this is my
Showing
butt.
her
I want to
whole
show you
butt.
my butt. Look at my butt.
Okay, great. Okay. Hollow, do you know if she was hanging on to any more of these? Maybe in her home?
You see, just completely separates from the bush and then ventures off in the direction of where Fox.
Oh, great. Excellent. I'm going to scoop up. I have a feeling that Barbara is kind of left behind.
Yeah, Barbara, your familiar is just kind of like, huh.
I'm gonna scoop her up and stick her in the backpack as I move to.
And you just see this little head pop up over your shoulder. Okay. All right. So we now change scenes over to Foxglove's place. Mm-hmm. You go through it, politely. You're doing whatever you would do. And in there, you find something that you've never seen before in your community. These are some sappy black walnuts. And they're really sappy. Yeah, typically walnuts just drop. They're not sappy. Sappy black walnuts only come from one area.
Shadowbriar?
Mm-hmm.
How did I know? Okay. Where are these located? Like, where are they in terms of her home?
Where inside the home.
Okay. Just like laying out?
Yeah, no. Like a personal effects box, like a junk drawer.
This is really weird. And I'm gonna kind of open up the drawer more. I think that you know what? I don't think that Darian can fit in this house. So I'm gonna take the drawer.
Darian's like,
I'm gonna take the drawer completely out, and because I don't want to touch them, and I'm gonna carry them over to the door and poke them out and be like, these are from Shadowbriar. They don't come from here.
Why did she leave Shadowbriar?
Hollow doesn't know exactly, but she gave me a memory, and I hold an acorn
and as soon as you say memory, and while you hold the acorn, there is an immediate rush of memory that floods you just for a quick moment. You begin hearing sounds of an argument and some sort of a debate. There is a discussion about the sun and the moon, the elements of, not the actual objects. There is a discussion of absolute truth and needing to hold on to certain things. The end result of this is that Foxglove at one point was involved in trying to expose Shadowbriar as working on the side of the humans.
Okay. Hold on. I have a... And I'm going, listening to the memory is sure. So I'm kind of just frozen, like a thorny finger, just give me a second.
He's like, mm-hmm.
So the Shadowbriar was working with the vested interest of humans. Not your kind of human, but the ones with this kind of heart. And I hold open the drawer with the sappy ichor of the walnuts.
Sure. Yeah, that looks like it. This is the stuff, and he pokes a finger into it and draws some of the sap off of it. This is what allows them to travel between here and the Shadow Realm.
I'm sorry. That sounded like you said Shadow Realm.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that they use that for any nefarious purpose. I don't know. All I know is that two of their kind withheld food from the rest of the community and then let it go to waste when they weren't able to consume it all. I know that's a natural law that you guys follow. But it looks like here that Foxglove was once a member of their community. And
yes.
With that, give me an intelligence check.
Okay, I shall. Blam.
By the way, hey, chat, if you guys have a theory as to what's going on, kick it up. Let's see what you got. What did you roll?
Wouldn't you like to know? It's a 7. That's a great number.
So, okay, So he's looking at you and he's like, so yes, the banana patch with the Bermuda plank had just come across the speaker diaphragm. What do you think? And you're just like,
I don't know what the fuck that means.
What I'm trying to say is that Foxglove left the community. What happens if one of your kind leaves your own community? And you know the answer to that immediately.
Which is?
Well, think about it. If a Leshy leaves the community and everyone is supposed to have a purpose, it kind of weakens the community. And so they got, they were ousted. Sprig and Sprague were ousted. Foxglove left of their own volition, hereby or thereby weakening that community. So if Sprig and Sprague wanted to get back into the community,
It was easier because they were down one person.
revenge.
Is that my intelligence?
Revenge would be a good way. If you were out, if they were outcast as punishment.
I rolled a 7, so I'm just rolling.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Totally good. You're doing awesome.
Chat, help me out, chat. What the fuck does it mean? The cake is a lie.
And wow. Toxic is or Matthew is like, yeah, I'm happy to give bonus rolls to the DM.
Thanks, buddy. Oh my goodness.
All right. So hold on to the cat for support.
Yes, emotional support cat.
So Foxglove left that community. That weakens that community. That's a big no-no.
Yeah, no.
Sprig and Sprague then engage in something. Foxglove dies. Sprig and Sprague, if they claim it, can get back into their community with that kill.
Okay. That makes sense, because I was working under the premise that Shadowbriar is a good place, but it's a bad place.
It's rival. It is rival to you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So Bramble comes to that conclusion. Okay, Penny, I love you. This is.
She's like, this is my bot. Look at my bot.
She is literally she does somersaults in my lap. So
Does she really? She like flips over.
Yeah, so she's getting ready to flip. So that's what was happening. She's starting to dig.
Okay.
Okay. So where's Hollow? What is Hollow doing as we're speculating?
Standing on the outside, not much of anything. Did not go in.
All right. Is there anything else in the house?
No, nothing else of import.
Okay.
Matthew missed too much info. Here's the short of the long. They've discovered that there are 2 Leshy from a rival community called Shadowbriar Hollow, who have motives to have killed Foxglove. And the ranger had been responsible in the past of getting those 2, Sprig and Sprague, who may have murdered Foxglove, cast out of their community. So this entire thing may be revenge.
Okay. I know that was for Matthew, but I appreciate that too. Okay. So with the investigation in the house, like coming to a close, I will kind of like close it ceremoniously. Like it's no longer, you don't go into the house of somebody whose home is no longer ours of our realm anymore. But I will I'll wrap up an ichor walnut and I'll pocket it.
I'm writing down I'm writing down ichor walnut. That's cool.
Ichor walnut.
I like that. That's good.
And then so I go outside. What time is it about now?
What time do you think it is?
High noon.
Sure.
Great. So we have a motive of some, but of a suspect. I really do think it's time that we find Sprig and Sprag.
He looks at you and he's, I don't know where they are. But if you are looking for revenge or I don't know your ways entirely. I mean, certainly we can track where they are based off of those footprints. We can try.
I don't want to cause harm to Sprig and Sprag or whoever did this. I just want to complete this chapter and move on.
Okay. Well, then I recommend we go back to the place. We track where they went, unless they flew away. And to my knowledge, Leshy don't fly. Then we should be able to find their individual prints out of the area.
Okay. I have a hard time trusting you completely, but I trust you enough to give you back your sword.
Do you mind if I have the rest of my belongings as well? I'm missing certain things that are personal effects of mine.
Sure. You did this though, and I noticed you kept grabbing. What is this?
There was a circle of druids who had given me something as a favor for something I had given to them, and to me, it has a little bit of tie-in to Nordaga, which I tend to follow.
What kind of circle of druids? I'm a druid myself, so...
Oh, I mean, they... boy, it was about 2 years ago I came across them. Elves and others, more tied into the world than their own nations. They... Circle of Verdant Dawn. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Have I heard of them?
They
have I read about them?
Yes, you have. Let's find out exactly how much. Can you give me a library lore or yes, or an academia lore?
Yes, that one is +5. I can.
Yeah. Let's see what you got.
Fuck me, it's a 12.
Good enough for this. Yes, you have heard of them, but they are one of many.
Okay.
The only thing that you can get with the 12 would be, you know that they exist. You know that they and that you know that they exist probably means that they're probably one of the older, more established ones. The footnote to their existence in your mind might be that they help defend Earth, blah 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 blah,
etc.
etc. Yeah.
You know, that thing called the planet.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a small little
Okay. There's nobody of that order that I know of, just what I've heard. Correct?
No, but like you have indicated in yesterday's session, whenever there's a piece of information that you have noticed missing, you tend to write to them.
Yeah.
They have been somebody that you have written to in the past.
Have they said anything back?
No.
Oh, they haven't written back.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Cool. Hi, Jackal.
Hey, Jackal.
We're solving a murder. That's what you've missed.
It's yeah. There's evidence. There's footprints. There's all sorts of stuff. This one is a Leshy, so.
Well, he was here yesterday, so he knows that.
That's fair.
Okay, so I know that organization. I've written to them. I've read some of their history, but pieces were missing. So I was trying to get some closure as to what I knew about them, and they didn't write me back. I assumed that they were dissolved at that point. You're saying that they're still around?
As far as I know, as of 2 years ago.
Oh.
2 full seasons past.
Okay. Well, maybe after this I can ask you some questions about them too. Anyways, so yes, we can get your things back. I know where they have it, and I'll lead them to like a storeroom where they probably keep.
Yeah, and you see like little, I mean, there's Leshy sprites, nymphs, dryads, and all sorts that are just kind of like, oh, and they're like dangling things back and forth because they've never seen a leather thong looped through something else before.
I think there was probably like the like mischievous Matilda, who's like a flower like air spirit. It's like a bunch of like white flower petals that just kind of like create this like woman figure of a woman who's like carrying this piece of jewelry around.
Oh, totally. Yeah, totally.
All right. Matilda, we're gonna need that back.
It's
I'll get you a new necklace. Don't worry about it. And I'm gonna give that to him. I'll find like the one boot and then two boots. And...
yeah, they're still going around, still bumping into each other. He finally has all of his accoutrement back, and he puts everything on, ducks the amulet into his shirt, and puts on his boots and other stuff like that. Thank you for that. At this point, I mean, whoever murdered Foxglove, it doesn't seem to make sense. I've heard your friends talk about it. I've heard you respond. Foxglove to me, again, in my society, would have been a targeted hit. And if what you say is true, that Foxglove came from Shadowbriar and left Shadowbriar, maybe Sprig and Sprag needed to get back into it, and they wanted to kill two birds with one stone because I also wronged them. So they killed Shadow or Foxglove and blamed it on me? I don't know.
Maybe. Foxglove didn't deserve what happened to them, so...
No.
I appreciate you helping. This isn't the first time we've had run-ins with Shadowbriar, but if it is anybody from Shadowbriar, but also it's the worst thing that's happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could lead you to Shadowbriar and provide you safe passage if you want.
I would appreciate that. I think we should start with following the tracks for a spell. If they happen to disappear, or if we get too far from Shadowbriar, we'll detour our course that way. But I want to see if we could directly follow those tracks first.
Okay, not a problem. Our scene then changes. You are outside. The ranger now going out and leading back over to the tree and the stone, or the tree and the boulder and the tree. Goes back over there, quickly takes a look around, finds the tracks, indicates them, and about 15-20 feet away after the site of the murder, walking away from it, he indicates another shift in weight. Where before there were human-sized boot prints left behind, you now see small Leshy feet walking away.
Oh, fuck. It was two Leshies in a trench coat this whole time. Was it really two fucking Leshies in a trench coat this whole time?
Well, he looks at you when you exclaim that in character. And he's like, that would add up to the weight that we see in the footprints.
Huh. Okay.
And he indicates the rest of the tracks going back. But he looks at you before he continues and is like, what do you want to do?
I say we follow... there's still tracks going, right? When it's the... I want to follow the Leshy tracks because I want to follow the Leshy tracks. I feel like Sprig and Sprag are... It's looking more and more like a Sprig and Sprag operation.
Okay. So you end up following the tracks for about an hour. By now, with all the time that has passed, the sun is just starting to settle down behind the mountains, casting a long gaze upon the land and long shadows along with it. You end up going through some swamp and what have you, until finally you come across a small cave. He looks at it and he's like, the tracks get lost in the swamp here. I don't know how you want to proceed.
Well, you're a ranger. Are you able to?
And you are of one of the planet. You are one of nature itself. My kind don't come from this area, and I am unfamiliar with the ways of the swamp, to be honest with you. So, you tell me what you want.
Is the swamp an area where we forage a lot? I feel like that is.
It could be.
Okay. I'm going to cast light onto a stone. Like, I'm going to pick up like a stone.
Sure.
And cast light onto it. And I'm going to throw it into the cave.
Ooh. Okay, cool. All right. So, that's pretty cool, actually. You do. You cast light upon it, and it then begins to glow. You pick it up, you throw it into the cave. It comes bouncing, and you can hear from within a little bit of a kind of like an exclamation from within the cave. It sounds rather surprised. Hey, who's doing that?
I'm gonna look at Darian, and I'm gonna be like, "Your sword. This is you."
He puts his hand on his blade, but then crosses his arms. If I were invading someone else's home, I would expect them to be suspicious too. I'm not going to fight somebody just in the defense of their own home.
I just mean, make sure we don't get killed.
I'll keep watch on the outside. And he takes a step back, goes up against a tree, leans up against it, and kind of like rolls around it, kind of gets a 360, gives you the thumbs up. He's got it from here. Everything else is going to be on you.
Just imagine Darian just like...
Yeah, all you.
Okay.
Hold on for a second. I've drank a lot of water. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm going to pump myself up. Here we go. All right, Bramble. You could do this. What does chat say? Oh my gosh. Why is this being... Automod got you, Jackal? I'll let that happen. That's funny. I got this. Yeah. Sorry. Don't die. I don't think I'm going to die. That would be the shortest campaign ever. But who knows? How many hit points do I have? I have... How many hit points do I have? I don't know because I don't understand. 17. That's a lot. But I forgot Pathfinder has like an obscene amount of hit points. What time did we start last night? Oh my goodness. I want to say we started at 9-ish.
Okay,
I think we started our stream yesterday at 9. I was answering questions in chat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. So, Bramble kind of like shakes.
Hold on for a second. You had the ability to read this, and I haven't. It's the Leshy at the bottom of the coat. I'll beat a motherfucker with another book.
It actually Automod. I had to allow it because Automod picked it up for.
Oh no shit. Okay. Well, no, it's totally legit. All right, cool. What time we start? Yeah. It was a quick little. It was an impromptu session 0. We decided, fuck it, we're just gonna start streaming Monday nights from now on. Anyway,
it wasn't quick though. It started at like 9 and ended to like 12:30.
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we absolutely loved it. We liked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Bramble during this time is like shaking, like pumping herself up, like, okay, you got this. And she kind of like goes up to the mouth of the cave and says, Sprig and Sprag, is that you?
No one's here.
That sounds like something Sprig and Sprag would say.
No, we're not here. Go home.
Who's here then?
No one.
Okay, bye. And I'm gonna.
Okay, bye.
And I'm gonna hide on
Okay.
the outside, like right on the.
Darian, his back would be to you, leaning up against a tree, and he kind of like throws a look over his shoulder, leans around to look over at you. I have a smoke bomb.
Why didn't you say that?
Oh, you gave me all my stuff back, and I have a lot of stuff that I can use to keep alive.
Okay. I'll throw the smoke bomb in there.
Okay.
I think it's Sprig and Sprag. I'd like to say that I have a good feeling about it, right? It sounds like very suspicious.
You would have to ask them.
Well, then what do you... Then what's the smoke bomb good for then if you can't use it? Well, you want me to go in there and be like, excuse me, I need to confirm that you're Sprig and Sprag?
No. I don't want anybody endangering themselves like that. What I'm saying is that you can ask them from where you just were. And if they don't respond, then we throw this in there. I don't know. I'm not good at the whole criminal investigation, the Woodland Criminal Investigation Unit.
I'm not either. That's not what they gave me. They gave me the desk job. Okay. I'm gonna have I'm gonna get actually
What? So you're standing outside of the cave. You suspect that Sprig and Sprag are inside after having followed footsteps that lead to the cave that match a Leshy's, which they are. Darian, the human ranger, standing somewhat nearby, and you, the investigative Leshy from another community, standing outside. Now that I painted that picture, what are you doing?
I don't know if this works in Pathfinder. Do mage hands have a weight limit?
Mage hand, probably 5. It's usually 5 pounds.
It's 5 pounds? I thought it was 35 in D&D.
Mage hand?
Yeah.
Hold on. I can find out for you. Mage hand.
Because Leshies are pretty...
Yeah, I would say that. So it is... Okay, so it's... You're not yet 3rd level. All right? But Mage Hand itself can typically one unattended object of light bulk or less.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can have my Mage Hand drag one out.
They are definitely larger than 1 bulk. They're probably like 2 bulk.
I'm going to see if...
Okay.
Fuck. I can't do that. Okay.
And keep in mind, the range is also only 30 feet.
That's true.
Yeah, so, and I would say that you kind of need to be able to see them. It's not going to go in there, find it, and then bring it back out.
Okay. I'm going to go to the mouth of the cave with newfound vigor.
Okay.
And I'm going to say... Sprig and Sprag?
Yep. Nope.
Oh, I fucking knew it. I have a smoke bomb. If you don't come out in 10 seconds, I have questions for you. I'm going to throw this in there, and you're not going to be able to breathe.
No, it's not us. This isn't 10, us at all. We're not coming out.
9,
I'm not coming out at all.
8,
this isn't me. Nope. And then eventually
6,
you see one of them standing there kind of like, I'm not out of the cave yet.
Why did you kill Foxglove?
I didn't kill Foxglove. Why would anybody want to kill Foxglove? Foxglove was a nice little Leshy that... What? That I don't know.
I'm going to call Darian.
He revolves around the tree, arms still crossed, and comes to stand 2 feet and looks at the mouth of the cave. Fuck. I mean... What?
Tim and Tam are out here too. And they will fire at you if you lie to me.
Darian is like looking around for Tim and Tam, and they're not seen anywhere. You go, yeah, they're here. 3 of us. Darian's got your back.
Yeah, cool. What happened to Foxglove? You have one chance to tell me.
Ooh, give me an intimidation check.
The tiniest Leshy is so scary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spin for it.
Okay, all right. Let's see what you got.
I got 12.
It's not good.
Okay.
No! That's not good. That's not good.
Okay, fine. Fuck it. I got a 12.
Okay, so I know. So Matthew, typically there is, if the community had wanted to affect the stream, they can. It's usually through like channel points or bits or what have you. But today we don't have that. This is session 1 of a brand new campaign. We're not expecting any kind of courtesy, so not a worry whatsoever. I'm sure that Erin will get past this in some way.
I got this. I have a plan.
Okay. Darian looks over at you. Well, what are you gonna do?
Well, what did he say? What was his answer?
What was the question?
I said, what happened to Foxglove? And then you have me roll an intimidation check.
Oh, and Darian's like, oh, you're not talking to me. He looks back over at the mouth of the cave. Because the GM kind of got lost.
Get your NPCs together.
Yeah, I am so sorry. So he's like,
Don't lie to me, and I'm gonna fucking gale blast on him.
Oh shit. Okay, wow. Okay, that's not nice.
It's not, but they killed somebody.
So describe it.
Okay, so when I cast that, it's like such a hard, because I'm so small, it's such a hard force of wind that it actually also kind of like pushes me back, and I have to dig my viney feet into the ground, and they kind of like puncture through the shoes.
Okay.
So cool. I go like, don't lie to me, and I cast it on lie. Oof. And the wind pummels against them. It is a DC 16 fortitude save.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. All right, hold on. That's a 4. Plus her mods, but it's not going to amount to plus 12, so
I don't know what the
good.
difference is from a failure and a critical failure.
Oh, the spread has to be 10. So okay. They failed by 10.
Okay, so crit fail is you take double damage and you're pushed 10 feet away.
Oh yeah. The one in the front, whichever one that is, either Sprig or Sprag, I mean, he gets pushed back up against the stone wall, and ow! Hey! How much damage?
Use in play. I don't know how to use this. How do I roll?
What do you just read the what is it, gust or gale? Okay.
Yeah, 3 bludgeoning. It's a cantrip.
Jesus. Okay. Wow. All right. So
it's double. So 6.
6. Okay. Cool. So he's none too happy at all, and you can hear another one. Hey, what are you doing over there? What are you? Get up, you fool! Come on, we're not gonna be. What do you mean someone's out there? And you see another face come out. It looks identical to the other one. Mm-hmm. Another Leshy. He comes out and he's like looking at you like, what are you doing?
What happened to Foxglove? Don't lie to me.
What was your intimidation?
It was a 12. 12. But this is a new thing. It's a new person.
It is, and you also affected damage against somebody, so give me another one. What do you got?
I got a 5.
That's good. You're very good at this. You're very good at the low number. So Pathfinder works on higher numbers, by the way. So
Oh, does it? Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. Well, time to end the stream. I'm gonna leave this meeting. I'm so fucking sorry.
So with that, this one is standing there, and I have to give you some circumstances here because they see that their friend, partner, brother, sister, whomever, is really severely damaged. Foxglove had it coming. I have nothing else to say.
I'm gonna look at Darian as in like well, is that enough to?
I'm not a Leshy.
I'm gonna turn back to them. You've taken from this earth too many times, and now you've taken a life. You need to atone for this. You're coming with us. I will do that again. I'll do it again and again and again. I have all the time in the world.
We just wanted to get back to Shadowbriar, and this was the way to do it. Foxglove left our community, left it starving, and you can hear another voice from inside, the first one that you leveled, and is like, she knows what we did. What are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna do anything, but I am gonna take you back to my home, and you will atone for what you've done.
Darian kind of walks over. You can hear the soppy footprints of a human walking near you. Would your people know what to do? Or would Shadowbriar?
I think in Bramble's head, she was hoping that this would be enough to like clear.
He doesn't know that. They don't know that. How do you respond?
I'm just explaining to you. Okay, so Bramble is gonna kind of like sit with that for a minute and say, you know what? Fine. They want to go back to Shadowbriar. We'll take them back to Shadowbriar.
And they like freeze, and he looks at you. Let me see something for a second. Hold on. All right. He looks at them, and you can see his eyes darting between their feet, their hands at their sides, folded in front of them, and certain other things. And he looks at you and he goes, "They're in a prey state right now. You got them." It like whispers that to you.
Okay. I will Gale Blast you all the way back to Shadowbriar if I need to.
Give me a intimidation check with advantage.
Fuck yeah!
In Pathfinder 2, it's not called advantage. It's called something else, but it's the same effect.
Yeah, hold on. I think it's 2d6. I mean 2 dice.
Well, you're gonna roll twice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making 2, and then it'll say attack. Oh wait, that's not how it's gonna work. Okay, never mind. Well, maybe it will. Let's see what this does.
Hero points will do it. Sure, hero points allow you to reroll a die, but in this case, it's it's the equivalent of a 5e advantage.
Okay, I just rolled 2d20s and then
Sure.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Well, then 12, you take the best of the two.
Yeah, I got a 12 and a 7, so 13.
You rolled your 12. You have a +1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a 13 on the intimidation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
just one better than last time.
That's okay. They rolled a 3, so you're fine. Yeah, they're so this one's standing there. What do we do?
I hold my hands up.
You see the other one come up and holding onto an arm and is really favoring it. We did wrong. Let's go. and they step out of the cave. And you can see Darian walk in, and they're like, motherfucker. And this giant of a human comes, like probably twice their height, walks in, takes a look around. Yep. And you can hear the echoing voice from within the cave. It's not that far. It's not that deep. He comes back out, and he's holding a woolen cloak. Something to the shade of like him.
I'll hold on to that, and I'll have Darian.
He walks over to you and hands it to you.
You stand behind them, and you lead the way to Shadowbriar. If they so much as...
I got it. He looks at them, gives them a glance. My feet are twice as long as yours. My stride 3 times as much. You know you can't get beyond me. I won't harm you if I have to. But if I'm forced to, I will restrain you. And they're like, what kind of threat is that? It's a caring one. My kind shouldn't be doing what it's doing. But what you did is beyond sometimes what my kind is capable of. You know what's better for your own. And yet you did what you did. Yeah, well, we kind of, I mean, it's... And I caught you the last time. And now, this is your price. You didn't need to do what you needed to do. But I'm not one of you. I've been tasked by this one, and he, indicates you, to keep you. Get a move on. What are you doing? You're muted.
Oh my god, she muted the mic. Penny, you muted the mic. I think during this, that was so fucking funny that the cat butt did it. During this time, I think she's kind of like leaping for joy in the back as this is happening, behind Darian. So they're going, and she's like, I can't believe I fucking did that. It was the most exciting adrenaline rush that she has experienced in a really long time.
So the 4 of you managed to make it back to Shadowbriar, and the situation is explained. They then take them into custody, and they're going to do awful, awful things to them. Because no one should be doing what they did. Mm-hmm. They accept that it was, in fact, 2 Leshy in a trench coat. Yeah, crazy.
I fucking can't believe it was 2 Leshy in a trench coat.
It was two Leshy in a cloak, but yeah.
It's a trench coat.
It was a trench coat. It was totally a trench coat. And then at the end of all of this, Darian then escorts you back to your place, Willow Thicket, or Willowbark Thicket, and apologizes. Honestly, my kind shouldn't even be seen by you. The children of Nordaga have a long way to go before you are protected, and I have a feeling. And he looks over his shoulder as if whatever they are doing, whatever the humans are doing, is right over there. They're going to be here. I'll do what I can in the meantime, but I'm only one person. But if you need anything, look for me.
I will. Thank you.
He bends over and ties a knot in his boot, fastening together. You can see him as he stands back up. He begins to straighten out his... Oh, you good? What happened?
She muted the mic with her nose, but her nose is wet, so because she's drooling. Yeah. So it got the mute button wet, and I couldn't unmute the mic.
Okay. Oh God. Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. So he stands. He bends over and is tying together his boots, and then stands up and begins adjusting some of his armament. It looks like that he's getting ready for the travel once again. It's very well practiced and very well rehearsed. You can, he puts on a backpack and other things that are now reclaimed to him. He already put on the leather armor, and he takes the talisman and he puts it on the outside. Give me an academia check. Academia lore.
All right. Oh my god, I've cat drool all fucking over me. 12 plus 5, 17.
Wow. So you take a look at it. The sigil on the trinket that he has around his neck is a single leaf with an intricate design that's been etched into it. Now, the leaf appears to be from a tree that is native to your community. In fact, it's considered a sacred tree, one of Nordaga's own. And the intricate design on the leaf suggests that it has been imbued with some sort of magic or power. You've not seen this kind of intricacy, but you have read that such things might be imbued. The design is symmetrical and intricate, with various symbols and patterns etched into the leaf, and despite its small size, the sigil carries a sense of natural balance and harmony, suggesting that it is connected to the Leshy's own inherent magic and powers, and specifically of the world around you. He stands back up, this thing now just simply dangling from his neck. He adjusts everything. I suppose I owe you my life.
I suppose you do. That sigil around your neck. This.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know the significance of that tree to our people?
I know it has significance. It's the circle Verdant Dawn gave it to me.
Yeah.
But I am not yet so much of a student to know these things.
I think it's funny that you were the one that they found.
What do you mean?
It kind of, well, you have that around your neck, and you were kind, and you were honorable, and everything is connected. And it's just funny that our paths crossed how they did. I guess not funny, but weird.
Does this mean something to you?
It's a very old tree. Does she actually, does Bramble know this tree? I have a feeling that they would.
Yeah. The tree is in fact the very first Leshy.
Oh, okay. That is a Leshy.
He takes it off and takes a look at it.
I know we're very small, and we're usually just bits of bark and branches and bramble, but that was the very first one. Just
when he looks at it, you can also see the reverse side, and on there you can see it's just a depiction, intricately detailed, just as much as the front of a seed.
Okay. What's on the back?
Flips it over. Looks like a seed or a nut or something. I've looked at this before. I don't think it's magical, but if this has any kind of and he holds it straight out to you, if this holds a meaning to your people, then it doesn't belong with me.
No, that was given to you, but if you don't mind, I want to look at it for a minute. Do I know about the seed?
Sure. What you know of the last seed of the first Leshy. The very first Leshy had been created by Nordaga as a representation of the element of earth, a direct extension of divine power into the world of nature. Thus imbuing it, it also imbued many of natural elements with life itself. And each of the seeds that had formed the first Leshy, each had their own individual powers. The last one, according to myth that you've read about, has the ability for the world to heal itself. This is something the world has never had. It's always been a cycle, which, in light of things, always seems to heal itself. But what if, with humans creating so much war, and elves hiding, and dwarves being buried under the mountains, the world were able to assist with so much of the war going on now? Supposedly, that's what that seed would do. And was never, according to the myths, had a chance to be applied. The story goes that that had disappeared. It was in a swamp one day, when the first Leshy had been wandering around and examining the lands of Nordaga, that someone or something came along and stole that seed. Just a mere creature seeking food. It was later revealed that that creature would be something else, much more horrific. And maybe that's where that seed resides to this day. But all of that is, of course, lost in mystery.
So I say all of that to Darian. Exactly like that. Every word. And then I'm going to give it back to him. Kind of like almost reluctantly. Like,
this isn't mine to have. It isn't. This was given to me as a representation of something. But I don't have the ability to fully appreciate it. Here. I haven't been around for that long. And I won't be. My life will end in a mere 20, 30, 40 years if I'm lucky. You will continue to exist. And I don't know anything about the legend that that thing has that you just told me about, but it doesn't... Maybe it's best with you. Anyway, I'll be back around these parts with your community's blessing and making sure that these lands are still in Nordaka's care and not my kind's. I'll see you soon. Maybe.
I hope so.
Thanks again for everything you did. I really do appreciate it. It's nice to be able to breathe fresh air in my own clothing again. I don't have the benefit of bark or fur. So, thank you for everything. I'll see you soon. Bramble it was, yeah?
Bramble.
Darian of Kulturk. Be well. And you see him duck out the door, stand there for a second, stretch out, look around, and people are, ah! And they scatter as soon as he steps out from outside of the house and he walks away and into the woods.
I kind of want to ask him if he wants to go find the seed.
Well, with Darian gone, you're now left with a mission in front of you. You've heard tell that there is a congregation somewhere to the southwest that is meeting to discuss the very nature of nature. Should it be within the realm of the physical, or should it be its own thing, considering it's not being appreciated by the encroaching humans? This seed, if it is true, if it is real, could prevent the closing of the gates and allow the world to heal itself, and thus thrust the humans back into their own civilizations.
I have some reading to do.
Maybe some letters to write. That's what you said last night, that this is the kind of stuff that you were going to do, right?
Yeah. I think I kind of like am gonna beeline for the archive, like for the first time actually be excited to like go
Okay, so you do. So you get back over there, and Thornbark is like he's holding a massive tome, which is nothing more than just a stack of leaves with a blueberry ink all over them. And he's like, "I found the secret to peanut butter." And it's like looking at you, but you zip right past him, and you start reading up on all of this stuff, and you find that the Circle of the Verdant Dawn is in fact several thousand stone tosses away, but you know where they are, and you know how to send them a message.
I'm gonna do it.
And we'll find out next week what happens.
Yay! We did it!
We did it! Alrighty, so I need to ask you, this is the first time that in a very long time that I've ever held any kind of a solo anything. It's mainly been with a massive party and other stuff like that. Thank you, Jacko. Tell me, what were your thoughts on it? Did you have fun? Where'd it go for you?
Of course I had fun. Sorry, I got Penny in my lap. She's so cute.
I know.
Yeah, I definitely had fun. I think this is the first time I've ever done a solo game also. I think. Besides like offline when we've done like Tassia's backstory.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really fun. I think it was super cozy. And
was it cozy for you?
Yeah, even with a murder, it was cozy. I think the absurdity of two Leshies in a trench coat really like solidified the coziness. Okay. I loved that. I think when it comes to like Evindale and dark fantasy, it's almost so grim that it has to lend itself to realism. Like it's hard to be silly in that kind of environment because it's so sad and like oppressive. So when you have like a cozier session, you could kind of just be silly about it. So it was fun. There was fun like seeing all the like Puff the mushroom goblin is so fucking dope. It's so silly. I really liked it.
Good. I wanted to create something for you in particular because I know that if you guys don't know, Erin over here is Erin My Laundry. So let's give a quick shout out to Erin. Erin My Laundry.
Thank you.
And very much a cozy streamer. I mean, cozy horror. And so I wanted to create something that was going to work for you. I'm glad that it did work out. I'm kind of curious if this is something that you see yourself getting invested in with the mysteries and the puzzles and the roleplay. Is this kind of a campaign something that works for you? And if not, what elements would you want to change?
It totally works for me. Also, Darian was like low-key kind of hot. So if you want to sprinkle more of that in there, totally fine.
Well, Darian would. I don't want the focus to be on the NPCs of the world. I want it to be okay. All right.
I know. It was really fun. I loved everything about it. It was it still was low stakes. It felt low stakes, which is good.
Good. Okay.
Even with the introduction of like big lore, because I feel like big lore can sometimes be like too big, but it was still very cozy. So you nailed it.
Oh, sweet. Okay, good.
Yeah, all right. It was fun.
So with that, then let me answer some questions out of chat here real quick. Crazy. I want to know, is the time period before firearms? Yes. This is at the beginning of the third age of Evindale. So the first age is that of creation. The second age is when the god kings, the Atalti, these beings that have been mutated by the energy released through the destruction of a demi-deity, they ruled over and completely tore shit apart. The third age is when they were finally gone, and high fantasy now comes in. The fourth age is the typical dark fantasy that we have seen, and by the time that you guys have seen, by the time of the other campaigns that have taken place on this channel, where firearms was emerging technology, that is about 2,000 years ahead. So it is quite some time. Yeah. If anybody here has any questions whatsoever about the setting or the placement of this particular game, please feel free to ask.
And it was too Leshy in a trench coat. Or a wool
really
cloak,
was.
but yeah.
It was, yeah. I mean, it might as well have been. Yeah, it was totally
so fucking good.
So you came up with this kind of stuff because last night during session 0 you were talking about, we got to have a ranger and that somebody dies and this kind of stuff. So I wanted to take that story to the full bent. Okay, so what's the extent of this campaign? Typically, a campaign for me is a sandbox. The player can do whatever they want. And in this campaign, something was settled upon last night through Erin's own brilliant mind. And I decided, okay, I'm going to create a story arc out of it. And in so doing, we're hopefully going to go through that and see where it goes. Crazy said, I keep fearing that the seed will end up being an Alien prequel idea.
Fuck yeah, dude. And then the next campaign we'll be using the alien system, tabletop game system. I can't wait.
So, I mean, who the hell knows? But for the record, because this then becomes a VOD and then eventually gets downloaded, edited, and put up on YouTube, it was Crazy C in the chat, Crazy C 273. Who came up with the idea of the focus of the campaign, the last seed of the first Leshy. So that was Crazy's idea.
Good. Well done.
It was fucking brilliant. All right. Do we have a Zenventus?
Yeah,
Zen?
he's still streaming. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got 12 people.
Oh, yeah.
There.
All right. Sweet. Okay, cool. All right. So we are going to go raid Zen. Let's see here. Zenventus. I want to make sure I spell it correctly. Let me just make sure. Zen.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody.
Yeah, seriously. We had like a good number of people. We still have like 15 people with us. So every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, this campaign will then continue. Wednesdays, we have a Cyberpunk campaign at 8:30 Eastern. On Fridays, upcoming, there's something else that's in the works. So you can expect it, but that's still TBD or TBA. So hang out for that on for Friday nights. That's going to be another campaign. And as I teased last night, it's probably going to pick up in a new kind of storytelling format about an old favorite of Evindale's. If you happen to be a fan of Evindale, it may know the name Wood for you. If you don't know it, then, well, I guess you'll find out. Either way, we are now going to raid Zen, and I hope that the 15 who are with you, who are with us right now, have an amazing night, that all of you stay adorable, and just keep the adventure alive within everyone. I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Take care.